Welcome back to Kharak Cup 6. Here we come with round 4 of the qualifier section. First game to kick this off is going to be Garmilator versus Shrike here on Torrent Crater. Going to be a nice CVC. Are we going to see powered up carriers? Of course we are. Are we going to see cruise missiles? Of course we are. Are we going to see Garmilator lose? I guess we'll see. This is actually, I wouldn't say he would lose, but he has actually lost to Shrike on Torrent Crater in a tournament before. It was kind of a funny game if you remember that when they were playing Ring Around the Rosie for like the longest time ever. And this is a map that actually does matter quite a lot to Garmilator because this is the one that would allow him to get into the qualifier. He actually gets, out of the qualifier. He actually gets eliminated if he loses this one. I don't think he will. I don't think there's really too much of a chance of that, but hey, I mean, it's happened before. He lost against Yolo already in, I think it was just last round, round 3. That's why he's kind of on the knife edge right here. So, I mean, we wouldn't expect it, but you never know. You never know. Stranger things have happened. The reason he would not make it to the elimination bracket if he was eliminated here in the qualifier is because round 1 he had a bye. Round 2 he won, round 3 he lost. If he loses round 4 to Shrike, who I believe is like seed number 8 or something like that, a bye doesn't really count as much of a win in the eyes of a Swiss 6 system. It's like winning to the lowest seed player, if you know what I mean. And so he would not actually make it. There's going to be a lot of people who have 2 wins, and basically all of them will have higher seeds for like the people who they beat, and lower seeds for the people who they lost to than he does. So this is actually this actually does matter to him. He has to win this round, basically. Shrike probably makes it in either way. I think he's won... I'm not sure about that. But I think he would make it in either way. I think he's won enough games that he actually has secured his place in the elimination bracket whether or not he wins this one. But taking out Garmilator would be very nice for him. Obviously, he wouldn't have to fight him in the elimination bracket. So, you know, he still wants to win this match, but there's always chances he could try to do something kind of funny here. I guess we'll have to see, though. For him, it's going to be an early AAV fabrication, and for Garmilator, it's going to be just Garmilator things, LAV spam. Getting more salvagers to that second base now. He's probably going to expand off the back of this pretty quickly. For a second, he was moving his carrier out there. That must be a misclick, though. Unless he was actually seriously considering that. But yeah, we will have to see shortly what Garmilator chooses to do off the back of this. He is obviously going to get field control quite nicely. I see his base runner running up here to drop down a turret. Shrike lost his probe, by the way, so no way he's going to catch this one here. Shrike going for... Okay, yeah, that's a good move there. He started making a support cruiser, I was going to say like that. You can't do that. I mean, with all these LAVs pushing on you here. He's going to make AAVs first. That's obviously the right move. Garmilator may still be able to slow him down somewhat with his turret right here. And then I imagine he'll be making his support cruiser pretty much right after that. So there's the turret for Garmilator. Shrike still has not seen it, I don't think. Yeah, he's going to move back. The probe here, going to try to get vision, I believe. Is the purpose of that probe there. With an AAV out on the field, Garmilator knows he can't push in here, so this AAV in a good position. Shrike may now consider making a support cruiser, seeing as he's got the carrier production upgrade. He would need to stack up a couple of resources for that, though. But that would not be a bad move, obviously. AAV's going to hunt down that probe, but they're going to get hunted down themselves by this turret, which actually cannot move, so that's a little embarrassing, isn't it? And Garmilator now going to run in here with his LAVs, of which there are a couple. He's going to pick up 2 salvagers. Good pickups for Garmilator right there. And he is now making his support cruiser. Shrike's got 2 AAVs here. Once he gets 3, he can push out on this turret. You can push a turret with 2, mind you. Using the smoke, you can hop over to there. But then he wouldn't have anyone on the defense, so I think he probably wants to make another one before he does that. He's going to go for Power Reserve 1, though. And that's normally like the defensive option here. I think it slows down your eco enough that I wouldn't do it in this scenario where you really don't think you're gonna lose any soldiers having a bunch of AAVs here. I don't think Power Reserve 1 really helps you too much in that regard. What he could do is go for a support cruiser first and then just use the carrier to take out the turret there, but he's not producing anything actually at the moment. Yep. That's a support cruiser, alright. Obviously production tab is bugged, but you can tell by how long it's taking to finish. So, Garmilator, by the way, going to railguns, as he normally does. It's kind of his modus operandi. I'm so fancy. Power Reserve 2 now coming down the line for Shrike, and I'm beginning to wonder what his game plan is here. This is quite curious. Because the longer you don't expand, you know your opponent is going to expand as fast as he can. The the longer that you delay on that, the further and further behind you're going to get here. Garmilator going with the carrier production upgrade, no surprise there. He's going to be able to spam quite a couple of railguns now. That would counter everything that Shrike has on the field at the moment. Oh! Yeah. Okay, I didn't see any yellow bar. Wait, did I? Maybe I actually did, and I just forgot that I had already said he was making a sport cruiser. Or maybe I'm just stupid, I don't know. But okay, he has made a sport cruiser, so good move, Shrike. That's what you should be doing. And so it is kind of how I thought. He is going to try to take out the turret with his carrier right here. Was he already shooting at it there? He couldn't have been. I swear I saw bullets flying that way. But... oh, maybe they were. Maybe they were just like, oh, we missed. We're shooting at these guys and we missed, so we fired over here type of thing. DOK does that sometimes, you know. Well, there goes the turret. So, and Garmilator's not yet making his other sport cruiser. Experience would say he won't make it for some time now. He likes to stay on 2 bases. That's kind of his thing here. Note the other base runner from him. He does want to double extract right here. He's going to be denied by this base runner, but he may be able to take out some units as kind of in exchange. And now Garmilator's just going for the power reserves. So maybe I've misjudged Shrike. I'm sorry, my boy. You're fine. But he is going to need to come up with something to deal with these railguns here. There's only 3 so far, but I'm sure Garmilator plans on making some number of them. Whoa, that guy going up on 3 wheels. Which is basically like going up on 2 wheels if you drive a normal car, but you know, 6 wheels on this thing. Anyway. LAVs just outranging AAVs, normal stuff right here. LAVs have a lot of range, in case you didn't know. But yeah, like I suspected, this base runner is going to get taken out here. There's an AAV back at home that's not going to be enough to stop Garmilator's push. I would like to see him currently, like at this moment, just drop the sport cruiser here and drive the carrier back home to help deal with this. Because 3 railguns is not really enough to put on that much pressure to a carrier. And that would kind of be his answer for like, well, what am I going to do to respond to this? Meanwhile, I'd like to see a lot of LAVs. He's beginning to produce those now, but it is a little bit late here. Power Reserve 4, meanwhile, coming on the line. So this is very early power reserves here for Shrike. Yeah, I'd obviously like to see him smoke this area right here at this point. There you go. And here comes the carrier. Garmilator going to scout, meanwhile, that there are people on this 3rd location. So that's a possible avenue of attack for him, and look, he immediately starts moving over this way. I'm sure he's planning on heading that way with the LAVs. But seeing Shrike's LAVs may cause him to change his mind. What are the upgrades looking like, meanwhile? No upgrades for Shrike. Just the assault pack for Garmilator. So in combat they should be pretty much the same, and actually Garmilator going for a 3rd sport cruiser, so we tend to see him do kind of 2 base plays, but this time he's going for 3. That I would say is kind of the safer choice here. He's not going to be behind on... oh, look at that, he puts a turret down on that location. That's what he's going to do to attack it. Nicely done there by Garmilator. And he could drive up here and just put a turret down there, honestly, like, so... there's not really much stopping him from doing that, but I think maybe he'll just go for the artifact. Yeah, he tried to click on it, but he clicked on the probe instead. It's kind of funny. But with the carrier having 4 power and repair systems, we rarely see this. And then a support cruiser being here, 3 railguns actually really can't out-DPS anything, I don't think, so... Garmilator not going to be able to push at this point, but the longer Shrike's carrier stays here, it is not there, where it could be supporting a 3rd base. So... we'll have to see. I feel like this goes in Garmilator's favor, though. And with the the artifact pickups that he has and the increased economy, he's going to be on pretty much even power reserves, and he's going to be on 3 bases. And he has a couple of artifacts. He might just be able to run out here and outpower Shrike's carrier, especially if Shrike has no railguns to speak of. Yep, so that sport cruiser is finished, and Garmilator immediately queues his carrier up to this location here. I might have run through the middle if I were him, but perhaps he just doesn't want to be in the middle. It's kind of like the death zone, if you will, on this map. Obviously, because it's lower ground, right? I mean, If you're in the middle, you get high ground from wherever anyone shoots at you from. It's like the deathmatch arena of this map. This is such an interesting map, you know, because the fact that high ground is so important and you can basically shoot down from any of the rims into the middle there means that, like, these areas of the map see a lot more action than they normally would, especially considering the fact that there is just a lane right down through the middle, but people kind of tend to avoid it. I think it's very interesting that way. Garmilator's at power reserve 4. Actually, Shrike is going to get to 5 a little bit faster. You can see he's researching it. About 20 seconds left there. Garmilator researches it immediately afterwards. So going to be a 40-second lead for the cruise missile from Shrike. And he's got 3 support cruisers now, but he still can't take this location because of the turret there. I really would like to see him take that turret out. Let's see. I'd also like to see Shrike go for railgun fabrication because you're going to need that eventually. And Garmilator flies his probe over the carrier. Probably he was hoping to see whether this had opened up or not yet. I don't really know what else he'd be looking for there. And he saw that it didn't. I guess maybe he could have been looking for air as well. But at any rate, he's going to see that both of those are not open. A little bit of fighting going on over here. Another 2 artifacts going to get picked up by Garmilator. So he has field control and he has the winning artifact held by this guy right here. Potentially anyway, so long as this one doesn't get taken out. Shrike may be forced to use his cruise missile on that. This is a very nice cruise missile target though. Actually, wait, no it's not. These are LEVs, so never mind. They can all get out of the cruise missile shot. The railguns can't really, but you see he's got him kind of in 2 groups here. And Shrike is going to try to push forward here. It doesn't even have his weapons powered up, really. The only weapon that Shrike has in this fight is his carrier. Garmilator's carrier does more damage, though. Can you use the cruise missile? But so is Garmilator. This is CVC right here. This is CVC right here. But Garmilator must win this fight. The only damage output is by this carrier. Shrike sees it, he's powering up his armor, but that means obviously he doesn't have any power and weapons, so I mean, well, not very much anyway. And Shrike will simply take this win. He had the 5th artifact on the way out anyway. Although he's not even moving it. I like Shrike's smoke ball trying to negate the effect of the railguns, but Garmilator's carrier even does more damage, and so it's not really going to matter, and Garmilator takes the win quite handily. They'll ask him why he scratched up the carrier so much, but I think they'll forgive him for that one. Yeah, I think this was one of those wins that Garmilator took that it really seems like his opponent just didn't understand what he should be doing. And obviously Garmilator is able to execute the strategy he was looking for. He has the mechanical skill to win against someone who doesn't really understand like how to respond to what he's done, so pretty easy win there for him, I think. He will advance to the elimination bracket, so will Shrike. We'll move on to the next round. Dang it, the next match from this round. I'm so good at this, guys. I'm so good at this.